So I gotta order this stuff from my cell phone. Every one of these newfangled places is doing this these days. Man, what if I wasn't technologically capable? What if I was like somebody who's just not interested in this kind of stuff? I just want me some Korean fried chicken, man. Today we're headed back to the Wall in Khon Kaen, Thailand. That's a place that I've been coming to a little bit more frequently because of the Vector coffee that's located there. I love me some Vector coffee, boy. Those guys do roasting those beans right. Now the Wall is an odd little place for me because I'm not quite sure what it really needs. It does need something to kind of boost the amount of customers that go to it. I never see it like completely desolate with like no customers at all, but it could be a lot busier than it is. Maybe it just needs a few more anchor type stores or anchor restaurants. I'm not 100% sure. I was in the mood today though for Korean fried chicken, Chon style. Anybody who lives in Bangkok knows about Chon. That's where you get some really good Korean chicken wings. However, I have not been able to find a Bonchon here in Khon Kaen. Maybe one does exist. I haven't found it. I haven't really looked very hard at central Khon Kaen. I'm not a shopping mall person. But I've come across this oddly named place called KinKapKai. That means eat with chicken. And I guess their bragging point is they've been open since 2022. I mean, come on. I don't know if that's a bragging point or not. It kind of reminds me of those Hollywood marriages that if you're like married for more than 6 months or whatever, everybody's like, oh man, how do they do it, right? But anyways, I came to this place because it was as close as I could find as an analogy for Bonchon. And I was reasonably happy with my choice here. Now, in comparison to Bangkok, Khon Kaen simply is nowhere near as diverse a city as Bangkok. For example, the Korean population here is negligible. It's nowhere near the Vietnamese population here, which still you can find very few articles or anything about the population of Vietnamese in Khon Kaen. I do know that it's a more substantial population here because they contribute to the actual overall makeup of the cultural diversity in Khon Kaen. A lot of the breakfast dishes here are not Korean, but Vietnamese based. A lot of Vietnamese restaurants exist in Khon Kaen. That's just not true with Korean restaurants. They tend to be mall restaurants, if anything. And this restaurant kind of falls in that mold. It's really Korean fast food, fried chicken, but it's still really good. So Bangkok has just shy of 15,000 Koreans, and Thailand has an overall population of 20,000 scattered throughout. So that's not a lot of Koreans. The majority of those Koreans are going to be immigrants or expatriate Koreans from South Korea. There is a small number of refugees from North Korea as well. But you can find Korean food, you just don't see as many Koreans as you do Korean restaurants. They're not as ubiquitous, I guess. So the Wall can be located along Runram Road, and that's the road that goes from the train station into the downtown area, like Glangmung Road. As you can see, it's not far from the Runram Road night market, which is a really cool night market to attend. You can also walk from here for about 5 to 10 minutes and get to Ferry Plaza, which is the old shopping mall that's in the center of town. Ferry Plaza, by the way, is undergoing some form of renovation. I think it's to keep up with what's happening at the Innovation Center, which I think they're calling KinKapKai now. I'm not 100% sure. And of course, the new mega mall, the Central Campus Khon Kaen, that's going to open up on September 9th. A lot of changes happening in the city. So the menu is going to be completely in Thai. However, if you're using the application to order your food, there is an English option. It's kind of sketchy. Some of the menus show up in English and some of them still show up in Thai. But you get a visual for what the food is, and obviously you're going to be able to figure that out. It was less than desirable for ordering options, but you know, you got to do what you got to do when you're in the kingdom. So if you're able to read Thai, you'll see that the name of the restaurant is KinKapKai, meaning eat with chicken. But if you look at the English wording for it on Google Maps, it's going to say KinKapKai. That's because transliteration from the Thai language to English will get you in the ballpark, but you still can't play ball. So why is it this way? Well, in general, there are some rules that might help. KH, for example, is pronounced with an aspirated K. And if you see the K alone, then it's pronounced with a very weak G sound, G. So the name of Khon Kaen is Khon Kaen with a weak G sound. So KinKapKai is actually KinKapKai. I'm sure if you've been in Thailand a while, you've made all these transliteration mistakes. For example, Si Nakarin here is spelled Si Nakarindra, but nobody's going to know what you're talking about. It's Si Nakarin. And of course, one of my favorites is that the L makes a N sound at the end of the Thai language, so football becomes footbon. And transliteration is the reason why you get Bang Su station being spelled Bang Su, hilariously. So I was the only customer the day that I went. Now, of course, the day that I went was the first day of Khon Kaen, earlier in the day. So not a lot of people there. People went about in town, but not here. They were doing a lot of business with Grab, though. There were Grab drivers lining up to pick up their deliveries. So they're doing fine as a business. And it's nice and cool. Lots of air conditioning blasting in this facility. Now, with the ordering process, I'm not so sure I'm in love with ordering via the cell phone. You scan the QR code, you get a menu, you order. You can even do a QR code payment if you have a Thai bank account. It's very, very convenient and easy. It just feels a bit cold. The verdict is out on whether I like this or not. What's your opinion? Do you guys like this? Sometimes it's kind of cool because you don't have to do excessive talking to a person. They might misunderstand what you're ordering, and here the onus is on you, but it does feel kind of cold. So the chicken wings were really good. That double spicy Korean sauce, I think it's called Korean Spicy ×2, is the choice that I opted for. It's quite spicy. Now, being that I have Thai blood in me, that's relative. They're small fry compared to Thai spiciness, you know what I'm saying? But it was really good. It is on par with Chon in Bangkok, so I'm happy about that, quite happy about that. The meal was pretty good. It wasn't all that expensive. I can't remember the pricing for it, but it was around what you would pay for Chon Korean food. If I can correctly recall, there were 5 or 6 different sauces that you could choose from. I chose the spiciest, of course. The Chon locations actually have a lot more than this, but the menu here is pretty extensive. You can order all sorts of Korean dishes outside of just fried chicken. However, being that I'm not that familiar with Korean food, I just opted for the fried chicken because it is better than Hooters chicken, to tell you the truth. A lot better. The sauces are just chef's kiss great. So the restaurant is called KinKapKai as opposed to KinKapKai. A great place to get fried chicken Korean style, or whatever meets your fancy. Located at the Wall in Khon Kaen, it's open 7 days a week. The hours are limited. Most of the shops here close around 8 p.m. to 8:30 p.m., so check the hours before you come. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Once again, I love you, I appreciate you, and I wish you all the best in life. Stay safe. Stay out of the heat if you can when you're in Thailand here. Aprils are hot, hot, hot. And happy Khon Kaen to everybody. See you next time.